Okay, making some progress. Got most of these out here. Went all the way through on that one, wasn't paying attention. But, you know, just have to fill that in. And you're going to want to make sure these are tapped down flat so that the hole saw thing will not break. It actually, that's what was making it break so much. These are those Harbor Freight ones, and I've got one more left. So I've already broke one teeth on this, so hopefully I can get through the rest of these before it breaks. But yeah, you just want to make sure it's flat so that it'll start well. And don't press very hard on it. It's pretty aggressive, so that was my... I think it's just a matter of knowing how to use it. And if you go slow, like you're supposed to on metal, and don't press real hard, it works real well. And for $4 versus $50, you know, you can buy 3 of these and flip them around. That gives you 6 bits, basically. And for any home job, you know, if you're going to do this as a profession and do it all again, but hopefully I won't be doing this again for ever. so I don't care if I spend, you know, $8 and buy me 2 sets as long as it finishes. And I would have been done, but I have to take this part off also. So it would have worked out well. And actually I still got one more, so if I go slow, I should be able to make it. You just want to go until that piece lifts up. Otherwise you'll go too deep. And I should be through it now. We'll just do a little test real quick and make sure I'm going deep enough. Yeah, see, it's lifting up just fine. Right there. Okay. I'm going to get those last ones off, and then I'm going to have to get underneath. I just got those 4 right here. There ended up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ended up being 5 on this little wheel well here. As always, there were more than I thought. I forgot about the ones on the bottom across here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across there. There was 2 more way down in the corner over here, but I finally got it. It's a little bit stuck in this corner here. There we go. So yeah, all of those. So anyway, got that off of there, and now it's time to put Humpty back together again. So this wasn't very bad as I thought. I can straighten that out enough to put the piece back on, and luckily the bracket for the fender is on this piece. So it's, I don't know if you can see that right here. It's right here where it got broken, and then this piece folds up. But this was one of the brackets for holding the fender on right here. So it's on this piece, luckily. So there's nothing missing on this one. It just needs straightened up a little bit. And then we'll be able to put the new piece right in here like this with everything straightened. It'll come to about right here. And then that radiator support will come up and weld right on top of it. So we're making progress. Hopefully next weekend I'll be finished with it. Now I'm just grinding down the spot weld part that was left so that it's nice and smooth, and the new radiator support will fit flat. Okay, so we found a donor car, $300. We know it's got a good motor and a good transmission, just in case. And the air conditioner works great, so we know the condenser and all that stuff will be good for her car if we need to. But the only thing, major damage back here. So I'm gonna take all of this apart right now. My wife's gonna clean out the window that was broken. What happened was this little corner, doesn't take much, does it? This little corner jammed right into there, broke the whole back window, of course. So we're gonna look at that and see if it might be easier to just kind of bend this out and put some new lights on it real quick and let her drive the rear-ended vehicle while we wait until we have a little bit of time to tear everything off. So not sure. We're gonna just kind of look at it and see what's gonna be best, and if not, then we have all the parts we need, and most of them are in pretty good shape. So some scratches, they're black, but $300 for all the parts that she needs, can't beat that. I'm afraid this one's gonna be really damaged because right there's the bumper and right there's the indention. He said it was a big truck that hit him, like a 250 or something. So all right, we're gonna start cleaning it up and see what we got. Okay, well, we found a donor car, so time to get back to work on the red car. It is a 6-cylinder, so we decided, we fixed up that black car and got her on the road. It was just smashed in the back, so we just took the lights and stuff off of hers, like I showed you, I think on one of the Saturday morning things. But anyway, we took her trunk and lights and got that black car running. That's what she drove back to Tyler and Dallas to just get her out of the rental and stuff, so she didn't have to waste any more money on that. Found this one for 300 bucks. Transmission really sucks. Jumps around a lot. You give it gas and man, it just jerks, and all the lights are on. Check engine light, flashing D4 on the gear shift. So something's wrong, but I don't care. This is all I care about. Is even this, the clips are good, so I can put that on there. The latch is good, but the main thing that I bought one for, and I wanted to get the V6, is because, you know, everything's switched. The V4, everything's on this side and it's a little bit different. But this intake hose and the air box and the 2 fans, that was the main thing, because that was going to be almost $200 or so just for those 4 little things. And then, you know, the AC was blowing really cold, so we know should be everything unless they charged it up real quick. But it did say AC works great. So just gonna swap out the condenser for that, so I don't have to buy a new one. And just all the little things like the water bottle and the hose is she broke this hose because everything was smashed up into the motor. There was a rip right about where the hose clamp goes, so it must have tore when it, you know, shoved into her and got cockeyed a little bit. So there's a tear in that, so I can just swap out the hoses, because even the hoses were $8, you know, so 8, 16, 216. So but we picked this up for 300 bucks, and so we got the lights and the brackets and all of that, and even this, you know, it's a little bit off right here, but you know, on a 16-year-old car, I don't think I've ever seen one with these plastic bumper covers that fits perfectly, because all they do is have a screw here and a screw on the other side, and then the rest is just a snap clip type thing. So if you run over a curb or park too close at the you know, the sidewalk or whatever, and it drags, eventually these are going to pop out and go bad. So, but as long as it stays on, you're good, and which is the main thing. As long as you got good clips up here and the 2 screws don't break, then you should be fine. But good fender, good radiator. Now I just got to take all this stuff off, cut out this wheelhouse part, and then I'll be ready to weld everything back and then just start assembling it. So back to work. Okay, I got everything off. It's time to cut this out. I almost think this might have been in an accident once before, because we don't have spot welds right here. We have just some little tack welds all across here. So I'm not sure if somebody's replaced this radiator support or not. Not too much damage. All right, so that's off. The front's off here. All that. There. The inner fender. So I just got these and the wheel well to go. I finally got it. Just got to get the hood cable off so I can get it out of this hole right here. But man, I kind of mangled it up down here. These spot welds, I just couldn't get to them with the drill or the little Dremel thing or anything. And then when I thought I had them, I used the hammer, and then on the underside I was trying to get a lot of the, man, I really had a lot of that caulking stuff on there, and I couldn't get it off this stuff here, and I was missing the hole, so I punctured a hole on it with the air chisel occasionally. But that's okay. You know, this is the part I really need to keep kind of straight, and this is where they repaired it last time. So got a little unlucky with this car, but hey, for the most part it should have everything I need. So I guess if I can just make this work, I'm just going to go back in and spot weld them here on the holes, tuck it in, and then it should be good to start assembling everything. Okay, just gonna make sure I measure and line it up. I'm just making measurements from there and using the little square there to I'm just putting it from the front of the bumper here and to the back. So I'm trying to figure out basically how far back this sits on the green car, and then from this side right there, and then that's where I'm going to tack it. And the same thing on this side, so they're the same distance. I've got this one clamped on that side. I'm going to go ahead and take off the little runner board on there. It's just a couple clips, and then you slide it forward and it comes off. And then that way I'm going to go ahead and put this fender back. I'm not going to screw it down, I'm just going to line it up and see if it lines up with this hole. If this one lines up, I'm going to go ahead and tack this side. And then I'm going to do the same thing over there. I'm going to take it off, get the brackets on, line the fender up, and then put the two in the door and the one up there in loosely. And then I'll use this one as a guide to see where I need to tack the radiator support. Okay. Getting there. I'm all the way over to here now. Got all the radiator, the condenser out of that car. Everything back on this side is all plugged in and ready to go. Got one of the fans in. So I'm starting right here and gonna get this side in. After that, it'll be ready to test drive. I'm gonna get back started right here and get that finished. Everything's lining up pretty good. It's not gonna be perfect. I don't know how to get it perfect. I don't know what you measure or what you do to try and get it perfect or just right, but so I got the tools down, and this is what I was talking about earlier. You see over there, it's a little bit low right there, and then right here, it's a little bit high. So I'm gonna change out the hinges, and hopefully that's all it is. It's not that it pulled this wheel well piece up. Hopefully it didn't. That's where the struts attach and everything. So it would have really, I think the hinge would have bent before it bent that part of the frame. So, but yeah, if I can get that fixed, I think it'll all, it'll come down pretty good right here. That's lining up pretty decently. And then the front over here is pretty good too. And then of course you can just adjust the little knobs to make this raise or lower. So finally got it finished. We've actually driven it a few times to go pick up Thomas. My wife takes it if he needs to get picked up at 3 or whatever, but I think I left you off with the fan and got the radiator hose and got all this stuff on here. The water bottle, everything else. Finally, I just kind of kept working my way over this way from where I left off. I did have to splice this. This goes down to the ABS and the traction control sensor or whatever that's underneath there. I guess when everything's shoved back, it broke the last one pretty bad, and the wires were messed up, so I ended up just splicing the pigtail from the green car over there. That's why we wanted to buy a whole car, in case there was little things we didn't know about. So I just took the stuff off over there. I already got the hinges off for the hood. That's the last thing to do, is fix that hood, like I said, so that hopefully it'll fix the lineup. But everything else looks pretty good. You can tell that this bumper has been bumped a few times right there and over here on this side. So it doesn't line up exactly right, except a couple of the clips were actually broken. The ones that go under the light where they snap in, they're rubbed off. It's kind of like a one-time thing. It snaps in and has a little catch on it, and then once that rubber or that plastic kind of rips off and breaks, it never holds again. So, but with these two clips here and the screws on the sides, everything is pretty good. So really all that's left, I think, is those hinges, and it should do pretty well. I will adjust that once we're done. I have it right now, but it's pretty tight, so, and holds down, but as you can see, it lines up pretty well. Other than that, on this side it's pretty good, and then it kind of raises as you go to the back side. So I'm pretty sure that's where the problem is. And once we get that done, she's ready to go. Maybe we'll slap some paint on it eventually, take it somewhere and get a cheap job, or just do it ourselves. I have done it, I don't like doing the painting. So anyway, it's Christmas time, right? Red and green, so we'll just drive it around like that for a while. So as always, we thank you for watching. Make sure you check back to see if the hinges fix the problem. Hopefully it will. If not, well, it'll be driven like this. So we thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.